Hello, my beautiful besties. Episode 21, Who the Helly Did I Marry? We left off, Takis is at my place. His eye is fucked up. My gays have formed a formation of rainbow power and sun and love to protect me from this man. And he's standing there with a towel over his eye. I don't know how bad it is. I don't see blood. I'm just seeing red in my own eyes. And I'm like, get out of here, Takis. And he looks at me. He looks at my gays who are like power posing, right? And he just goes, I will be back tomorrow and we're having a chat. He leaves. I'm like, bet on your damn life that's not happening. I immediately text my friend and let her know what happened and what went down. He took her to Equinox. He's a fucking liar. You need to help me bury him. Veronica was at DZ's, which means that he was at his friend's house as well, Taki's friends. I was like, I'm done with them all. And she was like, I'm sorry, guy. He's honestly a loser. He will get what he deserves. She's like, I have to be up early, but I'll help you research what to do with legal stuff. He's an asshole coward with zero money or a future, by the way. You're amazing. And then I get to texting my mother-in-law, my beautiful, wonderful, strong Greek mother-in-law, and let her know what's going down. And that her son continuously keeps stepping out and continuously disappointing all parties involved. I was so upset. I was just venting to her. And she goes, I am with you. He is avoiding me and his brother. So she was basically saying, you know, in her sweet little broken Greek / English that she's on my side. I said, he isn't talking to anyone. He knows he's wrong. And she said, I'm sure he knows. What are you doing with the dogs? I was like, I have to deal with everything. I have to run home with the dogs, go to work, go to auditions, deal with the house. I'm very overwhelmed. And she was like, I don't know him. He is another person. And I was like, yes, he is another person. Look what an angel Taki's mom was. I was like, thank you for everything. And she said, never think of mom. Don't feel sad, please, and do not cry. I was like, I'm just a little sad after talking to him. And she was like, let him do as he feels. You only have to remain positive. Remember that I love you. She's such a gem. Absolutely exhausted. And my friends are like, girl, we are going to get you some food so that we can put your little ass to bed. And then tomorrow you can be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and clear-headed and figure out what your next steps are. We order Taco Bell. I never eat fast food, you guys. I just have never been like a big fast food girly except for when I have been drinking. And I needed that for reals. We ate all this nachos, taco pizza. We got the slushie. Like, it was a feast. They literally carried my little ass to bed, tucked me in with my dogs, gave me my sweet little kisses on my head, and left. The next day I wake up. The sun is shining, goes right into my eye. My dogs are up, jumping on the bed, licking me and wanting me to get up. And I feel like I have been run over by a truck because I fell asleep crying with my eyes shut. I know that we've all been there, and with a raging headache. I walk out into the living room. I'm like, I need some food. I need to figure out what I'm going to do. And I look at my phone and I have no less than 37 missed calls and messages from this man. I'm going back through the Rolodex of memories in my brain, remembering just what happened the night before, and I'm filled with rage again about him and Veronica, and I realize that I need to step it up and start taking action and figuring out exactly how I'm going to proceed in this man's life. Now, we've cut up his clothes, we've cut up all his shoes, we've injured his eye, but you know what? He still has that wonderful job that he loves so much at the place where Veronica works, and who knows how many girls he is taking advantage of there, because there's definitely a power dynamic thing going on, and I'm not going to let this man get away with this. So I start looking on the website for his restaurant, and I find the number and the name of corporate. And I'm thinking about what to do, but then I realize that I actually have the number to his regional manager, who really, really likes me, who really doesn't like Takis, who he thinks has it out for him. And I'm like, oh yes, we're going to create a plan. I call up my bestie, Maddie, and I'm like, girl, I need you to come over. I need you to drive me over to the nearest FedEx. I have to get some things printed, and we are going to formulate a plan. She's like, all right, bet, queen, let's do this. She comes and picks me up. I literally throw on like a little baby tee and low-rise jeans. I feed and walk my dogs. I bid them adieu, and her and I hop into her Jaguar, and we roll off. She's like, girl, I cannot believe that he's actually been treating this woman like it's his girlfriend. I'm like, I know, I was telling his mother. Like, it's actually insane because they were out together. He's taking her to the gym. Who else knows what he's doing with this woman? I'm like, so it is clearly a breach of their rules at their restaurant that they are not supposed to be fraternizing with staff, because I saw on the packet that he got when he started working for this company that specifically said that higher ups, meaning him, he was a general manager, are not to date anyone interpersonally or in office. So that is why they have these rules, because they don't want these power dynamics going on, like these older, more powerful men in these positions screwing with these younger women that are like runners and stuff like that. So we go, I walk into the FedEx. The guy's like, what's up? I'm like, I have a thumb drive here. I need you to print these pictures out huge, as big as you can. He's like, okay, well, I can print them pretty big. I'm like, you know what? Let's just like this big. You know what I mean? Like, let's do like 6 feet tall. And he's like, okay, great. He literally sticks the drive into the computer. He's looking at the screen and he looks at me. And I'm like, yes, they are text messages. I have a cheating husband and I'm about to expose his ass to his job because he has been cheating on this woman with me, was trying to win me back. And it turns out that he's actually been like fully on dating with her. He literally looks at me and this sweet, sweet man with his freckly face and his red-headed comb over is just like, oh yeah, I got you, girl. I was like, yes. We print up all of our evidence. It is the text messages from Takis to Veronica, this big. It is the T-Mobile bill with the phone numbers of both of them, cross-referencing. I had a whole color-coded thing basically showing like, this is her and this is him and these are all the dates. I basically was like a PI or like the Minority Report Tom Cruise section where he's like moving all the puzzles and pieces. I had gotten my shit so organized. There was no denying all the facts and all of the footage. We get all of the stuff. It's like a stack of this. We get in the car and she's like, okay, what's your plan? I'm like, girl, we're going to drive up. We're going to go to the restaurant. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to let them know that I need to speak with the regional manager. Let's call her Angie. And if she's not there, I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to put them all over the offices. Now, her and Takis had adjoining offices. So you walked into the back of the restaurant. There was the business side, which was like his office. Connected to it was her side. So they had one door that connected the two offices. So you could open the door and you could see everything in the offices if you were standing in between. Maddie's like, all right, well, there's probably a chance that Angie's not at work because she's probably over at corporate or at another location or something or at one of the sister restaurants. So you're going to need to walk in back there. And do you think they're going to let you? I was like, everybody knows me at the restaurant. Like, there's no way they're not going to let me in there. And she's like, well, what about Takis being in there? I'm like, yeah, girl, that's where you come in. And she's like, oh. I'm like, yeah. You're going to walk in, you're going to tell him that you spoke to me and you need to speak with him outside. You're going to bring him outside, and while you're talking to him, because the way the entrance was, there was a bunch of like green bushes that were up. There's a front entrance and then there was a back entrance where staff could go in. I was like, I need you to take him out of the back entrance, be like, hey, I really need to talk to you. And then whatever entrance you take him out of, I'll go around the other one. Like if he goes out the front with you, I'll go in the back and vice versa. And I'm going to put all these freaking signs up in there. And she's like, oh my God, girl, this is diabolical. I'm like, let him know that you are thinking about how I'm feeling and you want to just update him, and that like, you don't even have to tell him that you're mad at him. Just tell him that maybe like, you know how to get me back or something. Like make something up, but make sure that you have him out there for a significant amount of time. Now I knew his schedule very well, and I knew that he had a lunch break at 1 p.m. and they usually left the restaurant for that. So I was thinking that she could go tell him that she wanted to have lunch with him and have a chat with him. And she was like, okay, great. We pull up. The Beverly Hills street is right here. They have a valet. I was like, we ain't parking in the valet because he's going to see my ass from a mile away. We drive up. We park in one of the paid lots over here. I'm carrying these huge freaking sheets, y'all, but I ended up covering it with like a bed sheet because I just didn't want it to be so obvious that I was bringing in these literal head to toe printouts. We walk up and I'm hiding right here by the bushes waiting for her. She goes inside. I'm waiting for maybe like, I want to say 15 minutes. She texts me. She's like, he's a little bit delayed because he's trying to get something done, but he said he's going to meet me for a coffee in 10 minutes in the front. So I'm waiting for him now. 10 minutes goes by. She texts me. She's like, okay, him and I are going to go get a coffee across the street. I'm like, fucking great. They walk across the street. They go off. I walk back around to the front and I just walk straight up through the front entrance. I walk in, you guys, and it was like everybody turned and looked at me. The front desk hostess, all the staff, people knew what was going on, and I didn't see Veronica at first. I'm like, where is this little girl? Because also her and I are going to probably have words again, so if I see her, I'm going to let her know. I walk in, and everyone's like, oh, hey, Kat, like trying to act very cool. I'm like, hey, guys, I actually have a surprise for Takis. I need to put something in his office. And they're like, yeah, absolutely, go ahead. I'm like, great. I walk to the back, carry my big 10 by 10 or whatever sheets, masking tape, and the biggest balls in the world. I walk back, I walk into the office. I shut the door. I open the mid door that connects two of the offices, and I just start putting up artwork. All of the stuff had the big blow up of the text messages from his watch, the one that you guys saw. Like I said, all the timestamps of everything. They're text messages that I was able to print out, the cross-referencing. There was nobody in there. And I made sure that I was going to turn off the lights so that way no one was going to sneak in and see anything. And I made sure that I texted Angie and I was like, hey girl, I'm at the restaurant or something I really need to speak with you about. Are you going to be at your office soon? And she texted me back. She was like, hey, girl, I'm actually not going to be at the office soon. I will be back probably later today. I'm like, okay, well, I've left something for you in your office. Please make sure that you look at it. And she was like, oh, what is it? I'm like, don't worry about it. She doesn't text me back, and I walk out. I'm thinking, okay, maybe Takis actually might get to his office first, so maybe I should shut the door between her and his office. So I go back inside. I shut the door that's connecting their offices so he doesn't see what's inside her office, because usually they had that door open. I walk back out. As soon as I walk back out, the bathroom is here, their office is here. The minute I walk out, I walk face to face with little Veronica. She is with another girl. I turn the corner. Her hair is like in a little low ponytail. She turns, I turn. As soon as I go, oh, she turns her head, her long ass hair whips around and hits her in the face. She's like, and she's standing there. And I'm like, hi. And she just goes, and then turns and starts to walk away. I, for a minute, have it in my brain that I might grab her arm, but I'm thinking, wait, she's like a waitstaff here. I don't want to be like, get in trouble or anything. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to walk next to her. I walk down. I'm kind of like looking at the oysters and stuff at the little table. They had a big fresh seafood table that was out all the time. The restaurant is busy because it's lunchtime. So everyone is very busy, but I can tell people are kind of keeping an eye on me. I walk over and Veronica is standing next to a table and she's just kind of clearing things off. And I just walk by her and I just say, like, in her ear very quickly, I said, woman to woman, I hope that you make better choices with your life. And I just walk past her. I walk past the hostess stand. I walk out the door. I walk around the corner. I go hide next to a bush. I text Maddie that the delivery has been delivered. The package has been done. The eagle has landed and all things are done. And she can leave my man's ass now, well, my ex-man, and leave his ass in the coffee and she can come pick me up. I want to say like 20 minutes later, she texts me. She's like, okay, meet me over at Sephora. I walk across the street and I go to the Sephora and she walks over and I walk with her and we go to the car. I'm like, what happened? And she was like, oh my God, girl, Takis is a mess. She said he had his eyes were all watery and he basically had a little Band-Aid right here where I cut him. Unfortunately, we missed the cornea or the cut above here that makes it split open, but I did get him here. He had a good gash right here and he had a big old Band-Aid on it. And she was like, yeah, the whole time he was just telling me how sorry he was, how he made a mistake, how he just is not a man because he feels lonely. He just needs a lot of female attention, but he is willing to change and he just was feeling lonely without you and that's why he turned to Veronica. I was like, wow, a bunch of bullshit. She's like, did you finish your task? I'm like, absolutely I did. We decided that we deserve to get our nails done because we've done many devious things today and served many men the justice that they deserve. So we go to a nail salon. I go get some little like French tips, which I never do, but I was like, I'm feeling it today. We're feeling catty. I need to go home and twiddle my thumbs like this, like an evil genius with clickety-clack nails, right? We go get our nails done. I am waiting for a call from someone to tell me what is going on with the things that they find. I go home. I am like stressed all day, y'all. I'm like, oh my God, have they found out what's going on? I haven't heard from Takis. I haven't heard from Angie. I haven't heard from any at the restaurant. So I go and I'm like making dinner with the dogs. Maybe I'll watch a show in my living room and get my mind off of it. I make dinner. I make like a little pasta for us, me and the dogs. And then I sit on the couch and I'm trying to watch some rom-com or something like that. When I finally, at probably 11 p.m., I get a text message from Takis, and his text just reads, well, I guess you're going to get everything that you want because if you wanted to ruin my life, you did. I'm like, oh, snap. I decide that I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to let the drama unfold tomorrow because I have happily done the things that I want to do. And now I need to start looking for a new place. I need to start thinking about what it will look like to separate our finances and all the bills and all that bullshit and where the dogs and I will go. But that is a problem for the next day. The next day I wake up and I check my email and I am sitting there in my little jammies. I had this like little pink robe that had a little like bunny hood. I'm sitting on the couch with the dogs and a coffee. I open up my email and I have an email from, oh, look at that, Angie at therestaurantheworksa.com. I open it up and Angie says, hi, Kat. Thank you so much for providing all that information, albeit it could have been an email, LOL. But she said, we are now doing an investigation into everything and I wanted to let you know that this is ongoing, so I will need to have a conversation with you and potentially bring you in, or it can be a phone conversation, whatever you prefer. I message her back. I'm like, girl, I am happy to come in person if you'd like me to. She's like, okay, I'm going to be out of town for a few days because I have to go over out of town to the New York location. So when we get this figured out, I'm going to call you back. I call Maddie. I'm like, girl. And she's like, girl. She's like, I know, I heard. So her man was friends with Takis. Apparently Takis had called her man and was like, your woman was distracting me while Kat went in and did all this dastardly stuff. And then Maddie's man, who was like a very loyal Greek husband, imagine that, a loyal man, was like, bro, look, you made your bed, like, you shouldn't shit where you eat, also, like, you should not be cheating on your wife, so I don't know what to tell you. He apparently was put on leave on a paid probation while they were doing everything, and now they were having their assistant manager take over, and they also had put Veronica on paid leave. Both of them were on paid leave while they were doing this investigation, and I was realizing that during this time, while he had devilish hands to be playing around, that it was time that I started acting. I went on to Google and I started looking for new places. I started looking into what it's going to take to split up all of our bills, like our T-Mobile bill, our electricity, and what I have to do in order to get our deposit back on all these things. Finally, a couple days later, the divorce lawyer that my brother had talked to calls me back, and I also get an email from Angie stating that she wants to schedule my day in to meet with everyone and talk about what happened and what I know about the Takis situation in person with corporate and the people that work there at his restaurant next week. So I have a little surprise as well. On my last video, I got a little DM, you guys, from one of Takis' other girls that had been through the same thing. I love the power of the internet. The other day after I posted part 20, I got this message saying, hey, Kat, I just wanted to say thank you for sharing all this. It's incredibly validating to hear this story about Takis' behavior. Like I said, I'm not crazy, and he put me through so much lies, betrayal, disrespect, and humiliation. Also, I want to clarify, I didn't purposely search you up. Your other viral video popped up on my FYP. I recognize you. I went to your page, and I saw this whole series, and I couldn't pass. So apparently this angel had seen me in Miami when I visited Takis. Yes, I will get into that whole story about it. And basically she had found out that I was his ex-wife and knew who I was. She had been dating him the November before that, but then also he was also kind of dating her friend, which is weird. But this angel was working, we're going to call her Elle. Elle was working at the restaurant that Takis was working at in Miami. She reported him after they broke up because he was telling her that he didn't have a whole ass baby mama and wife and people at home. Not me, different woman. This is after me, post Kat, okay? So still up to the same shenanigans. He got in trouble, but not as much as he deserved. She said that she was literally at war with the company for half a year after she reported. Apparently, people knew who I was because he was showing my pictures to the hostesses and other employees to brag about how hot his ex-wife was. He's so diabolical, y'all. Basically, while she wasn't around, she only found out after they broke up and then reported and starting to tell people about them. For half a year, this poor sweet babe thought that Takis was the love of her life. We have all been there. This sweet angel was literally in a weird, unclear relationship with him while he was also in a weird, unclear relationship with her BFF while being with her. And she was literally like crying on her shoulder for over a year for this man while she was like pimping girls for him and covering his lies. This man, y'all, I mean, even years later, he has still not changed. And I just cannot believe that through this story that I had posted, somebody reached out and was like, girl, I was the same. So to the angel that reached out to me, I see you and I love you. And her and I are like freaking cool now. So whenever we're in the same state, we're going to hang out and join a Takis is a liar fan club, I think. The world is small, but you know what? The internet works hard. And I love this about this, y'all. It's just getting so much juicier. I love you guys. I see you. Big hug and big kiss. Episode 22 coming.